on this map, and that's what my eyes are set towards. But I think the game started.
Well, why don't you take us away for the pistol round?
Yeah, indeed. Pistol to start with, and, well, Cadian absolutely spot on. It is the A side they're focusing on. 4-1 split, though, and Zevez working through main. Happy, 16 smoke, waits. Puts it out, but we are seeing the push coming out. Squeaky already. Happy gets one. Darts back in. Smiths follows up. Polly goes down, and now Jacame, Rain, and Rubino left to really do something, but bomb down. Nice start there. Now Smiths and Keo start to peek. Nice work there, allowing Happy to get himself closer to the site, peeking towards quad. Up and above he goes. Oh, he's not got the shot. Rain takes him down, and now 4v2. Jacame trying to do work, but it looks like it's all she wrote as Smiths closes it down. First round goes to Envy.
Yeah, not perfect from Envy by any means. That the quick rush to a plant in the end, they realized they couldn't do anything about, and the moment it looked like they might lose it, they quickly dropped Happy out. He was the one who was holding them out, and then went for the reclaim. So they got that in the end, but money in the bank regardless for LGB, and they will take that. As a watcher of all things Norwegian, your thoughts on who we should be looking out for on the LGB side?
I think, as pointed out, everyone has potential here. Rain being one of them, but Jacame had a brilliant start on the first map they played on Dust 2, so hopefully he can transfer that into Cash here. So looking at the second round, a couple of Tech 9s, no armor. We'll see if that really finds anything. We saw those CZs coming into play on a little earlier, not to be the case in this one, sticking to the more classical setup, but very tentative stuff from LGB, not really willing to waste these rounds.
MBK dancing, waiting to see what he will get on the other side, and his nade will land right on the top of where Rain was. Jacame will rattle off a few shots in towards the smoke. Slim pickings for the Envy side, and as they go for that boost, Rubino will look to pick up, I think it was Zevez that was going to make it all the way to the top of that ladder, and Smiths will be the man to meet anyone on the other side if it comes. But he has the frag onto Jacame. Rain is down as well. Smith says number 3. Zevez does get himself one back in the meantime with Happy going down, but it's Zevez to rush in a quick plant. And I tell you what, on a save round, could be worse.
Really nice stuff there. 2 plants now. They could even go for the early buy-up if they really fancy it in round 3. I've got to say, I'm kind of impressed with LGB's work towards it. It almost looks like they're kind of focusing on getting those plants as their number 1, as they saw them coming down through that midsection. So, round 3 is going to be an important decision coming in for LGB now.
Yeah, money to buy, and that's exactly what they'll do. And Envy will go up against it. But nice push there. Ultimately, they tried to bait the team sacrifice to allow that bomb plant, and well, Smiths was happy to pick up 4 frags in the process as well.
It's not exactly a bad thing in the world. And we still see 2 Famises, Shox and MBK using those currently. So not the ideal setup for the CT side. I'm sure they'll make it work, however. But now it's time to see the first big gun round, and this is so important for the T side. This is where their attention will be focusing towards leading up to this. And it looks like they're building towards an A, but it's so early on still. They executed on, what, 50 seconds last time? I wonder if they're going to do it again. Keo get himself already very early into these rounds, but I did see, I wasn't actually in on with the molly there, it's on the CT side, but it looks like the A smokes are being lined up. This could be the execute, but it looks like a lot of focus in mid as well.
Lie in wait with Shox prowling, and Envy are the team who like to sit patiently. They like to look for action and create a scene, and that's exactly what's happened now on the A push that's come in. Zevez is going to down MBK. Happy will be content to sit in the smoke and see if anyone else makes their way over towards the site. Bomb has been planted behind him on A. Happy is right there, and Zevez doesn't know, but he soon will, as Happy then picks him off, and I assumed Happy was eyes on him, but no, Zevez picks up that frag, and LGB have a bomb plant and a 2-man advantage to defend it.
This is huge for them as well. Look at Rubino lurking in mid, finds Keo, and that's just Smiths left alive. 1v3, he surely isn't going to find anything here. Rubino playing calm, backing out, and that was just stunning from LGB. Perfectly taking through mid, playing towards A, another plant, and a really important round. That's what they needed to get on the board. That's their confidence back building up now.
You know, what I never expected to see in Katowice was 4 people sporting a Norwegian flag, but they're clapping.
They're here.
And, yeah, they have that Norwegian flag proudly ready to go for moments just like that. Well, talk us through what you thought of Happy's play there. For once, he didn't have all the answers.
Oh, but it's LGB, you know, it's very easy for teams like, well, very easy. It's easier for LGB to aim at the top rather than Team Envy trying to anti-strat and work out everyone. If they're going to try and pin people out and try and lock them out, it could be troublesome. And a strange buy up here. Beautiful molly comes in. Jacame goes for the early shot, gets it. A 1-for-1 exchange, though.
Well, Shox avenges, and it was interesting that despite that Molotov there, he was going to push through regardless. And the trade will, I guess you could say, favor the T's, but Shox is in a lovely position to open up onto Polly, and that'll be the man advantage for Team Envy.
That's what you said earlier, that real want of aggression coming out from Envy every now and then. They don't like to sit back and wait, and he made that play happen. So now Rain, Zevez, and Rubinho left with a couple of options. They still have a lot of smokes. They have a molly on Zevez. They can make something out of this. So far, it's all been A. They're going for it again. MBK is still here, though, this time.
Happy's made his way down toward mid and will now open up onto Rubinho, gets away with 6 points of health. The bomb is with Zevez though. Rubinho still up, and Shox will make sure that he goes no further. MBK down to bomb carrier, will be picked off by Rain, but it's a 3-on-1. Rain's going to be asked to do something very special, which he starts doing. That'll be his hat-trick frag. 2 headshots into Shox, and Happy still only those 22 points of health against a fully held Smith, who will lie in wait. Rain delivers, and he makes it Rain frags. 4 down for Envy as Rain went against them all.
Absolutely unbelievable play from Rain from absolutely nowhere. A situation you just see so far away. It's 2-2. That first pickup pistol now negated. We are back all even, and LGB in such a just a beautiful position of confidence. But what we thought was maybe a map thing earlier on, we're seeing the CZs coming back out for EnVyUs. Maybe they're really enjoying this in play now.
Well, Rain will be buoyed by his last result. The 2 frags coming in on that A site, they were just perfectly angled for him. They just walked onto the end of his AK crosshair. But the last frag onto Smiths was all about timing. He peeked first and was able to down Smiths, who had no cover. Lovely play.
It looks like Envy have gone for a massive stack on towards the A site. An early flash forced them to peek out and try and challenge something. Jacame is lurking around, but LGB not rushing. Chilled out, taking their time. And that's perfect, that's what they want. But Envy have started to rotate, spread out a little bit. I'm just looking at LGB. Where are they going to go towards? Those CZs are so dangerous at times. But that man certainly looking to change any of those sort of odds. And so far, 50 seconds was the last time that they started that push in mid. It is again, and actually Rain finds MBK, so they're going for that same execute, and last time it worked perfectly.
Jacame with a big role to play here against Shox. His nade will chop off half of his health, and his reinforcements are coming. So they will be ready to push in on the near 30-second mark. Jacame rounds the corner. Smiths this time gets 1 before going down. Shox and Smiths both out for the count, and the A site is property of LGB right now. And big questions being asked of Team Envy, as they will have a 2-on-4, which they'll be looking for frags at best on. And LGB will take the lead after 5 rounds.
Unreal stuff coming out very early on. The discussion of how well they played towards A was certainly mentioned on the desk. I didn't think it would do this well, but again, obviously just against the CZ, but they are powerful. Zevez did find Keo, and now just last man. Happy standing in this, maybe looking for a couple on the way out, but he's not going to get anything in this, as you said. LGB take the lead, 3-2. This is not what we expected to see. This sort of start, at least, I expected a little more from Envy, to be a little bit, more clinical. But not to be, and already we're starting to see kind of, not necessarily a trend starting, but Happy, a little quieter this game. Last game, near on, not actually carrying, but certainly in the lead of it. Now, very quiet so far, but I think this is a big test of a round here. Envy will want to pick this one up to break that confidence that LGB will be building.
There's nothing to stop that A push that LGB have been putting in. That's the big problem. There's no nades waiting for them as they come through, and every time they get one eye on A, it'll be followed by more reinforcements coming. And you're seeing exactly the same thing here. What is stopping them pushing out, taking a lot of real estate? MBK is going to be the man who single-handedly answers that question with 2 frags of his own. Rubinho picks off Shox, and MBK and Happy go 2-on-3. Oh. MBK makes it 4, and Kiyoshima steals away that ace.
And it looked like MBK just instantly thought, it's going to be an A. I don't care what you're doing mid. I'm going to get ready for this one, because you've been toying with some mid the whole time, and I'm having none of it. So brilliant positioning. A man like MBK can certainly handle it, showing his prowess in this sort of situation. But now LGB have to rethink things. It's not just this kind of quick way of playing to it. The fluid style that we see from Envy, they can adapt so quickly to these sort of plays, and we're seeing it in effect. And now the question is, can LGB do the same? Smiths with the early molly there, just going to halt any boost towards mid, and nice way to control it very early on. And I recall watching Zevez not too long ago towards this B site, so good at opening it up, and I want to see that again, but a tough one when you've got the likes of Shox and Keo both here waiting for him.
The next evolution in LGB's A push needs to be taking control of mid and using that as part of the sandwich, not just a simple A entry. So if they can do that, then they can continue pushing. We'll see what works. At the moment, they are sat deep waiting on that. And with Envy opening up the fragging, they're going to force what should be another A push now, because a man down, they'll try to open up the A site and go through.
Polly picks up bomb and actually backing away from there. Rubinho did take a peek towards mid, but not going to get much out of it, but backs off, and so far it looks like the rotate is coming in. 40 seconds though, this is going to be pretty darn late, and it's going to be almost an all-in push, I can imagine. Shox still lurking. Mid, Rubinho constantly trying to challenge him there, but really winning out too much on that one. Rubinho does have the molly, so that might be put into practice. However, we are starting to see the push beginning. 24 seconds left. Smiths awaits. He does get one. MBK follows, and now down to 2. LGB look lost.
Yeah, they don't recognize that side of the map. It's not an area they've been in the past 7 rounds, and so suddenly it didn't go so well. And as you pointed out as well, time was not on their side once they decided to make that move. And so 4-3 the score in favor of Envy as they stop the rot. However, Rain, whose KDA is nothing short of sensational at the moment. His hair's not bad either.
No, it's pretty fantastic. We did discuss that earlier on, and sadly, it doesn't look like he's going to do well. Kia with an absolute pixel of a shot there, takes down Rubinho, knows exactly what's going on. Well-timed little flash from Shox comes in, and this should be easy pickings. Say it again, actually. They've broken through. Zevez and Jacame pushing in here. And now 3v3. Last time, they pretty much won this one with that plan, and I'm looking to see if they can do something here again.
Yeah, unbelievable that they've been able to open up Envy. Envy's defense is so porous at the moment, and Rain dropped by Happy this time, and it'll be Jacame unable to repeat Rain's glory. But again, a bomb plant, money in the bank from what was a tough round for LGB. 5-3 the score in favor of Team Envy. And scores on the doors coming in from our touchline reporter, Jeff. It's Fnatic defeating Vox on Inferno 16-3, and over on Mirage, Navi by 16-2, dispatching of Flipside. So interesting stuff. Thank you, Jeff.
Great work from Jeff. However, looking at this round now is once again back to the bottom. We're actually seeing Polly picking up the AWP, which I don't think we saw in the first gun round coming in from LGB. I may be mistaken, but I don't recall it. I want to see if he can open this one up. We've seen a couple of rounds on A working out brilliantly for LGB, and it'd be great to see him find that form. I want to see the adaptation, but the counter boost comes in. The molly comes out, Keo times it, waits for it, and it looks like he's going to be working his way in. He does catch one, but they're not there. They've gone through. Squeaky, Happy now has to quickly wake up as here come the T side. Happy gets one, but Jacame holds on.
Yeah, Happy dispatched the bomb, will go down. Oh no, Shox is the one who stops that bomb being planted. Kiyoshima now coming into the play, and that leaves just one man up against 3. It's Jacame who has 4 frags to his name in this opening 8. With that bomb, he has a minute. Time is with him at the moment if he wanted to make a B play. Those 3 Envy players tight enough and together. Oh, Jacame almost spotted there by the incoming Smiths, who will finish off the job. Nicely done.
Yeah, well handled in the end. It always feels a bit dangerous then, but you've got to point out how Keo played that. Pushing over the boost just after the molly, getting right around behind them. You can see that Envy know, okay, they like their A plays. We're going to try and just absolutely throw them off their game as much as possible. I really like seeing that. Nice to see a team just learning so swiftly towards it. So 6-3 now. Envy's starting to build that lead back up to what you'd kind of expect. I want to see where LGB finally find that little bit of adaptation. This time, they at least got a couple of flashes with them. Maybe it's working quickly towards this B side. They flash themselves in. Those Tech-9s can do real damage, but massively denied by Shox. 3 back-to-back, and it looks like this should be another clean pickup for Envy. 7-3 now.
Nicely done from Envy there as they clean house, and in doing so, building up momentum as they pick up back-to-back rounds and stop any thoughts of an LGB comeback.
You almost saw it was happening, didn't you? A couple of rounds, you start wondering if they can pull something off, and they seem to get so close, LGB. It comes down to, you know, maybe a plant here or there, but then the retakes come in from EnVy, and it's just absolutely superb. So, into this one, round 11, at least they, once again on the buy, they do have enough for mollies, so I can imagine there may be issue getting in towards those vents if we see it happen again, but this time we've seen the boost come out. Just the last second of the molly, and once again, Keo peeks, he gets one, but denied the push around the back this time. At least they dealt with that issue.
But he'll have, well, for what it's worth that early in the round, he'll have spied where the assault was coming. MBK pushing out again. You can see Envy looking for some information. MBK getting more than that as he picks up that frag, and you'll see 2 men down. Rain follows. This is going to be an Envy round, surely. They've just gone looking for frags, and sometimes that goes very, very wrong. But in this case, Team Envy have just used their immense talent to their betterment and closed out that round.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see that tilt we were slightly worried about on the desk, that when it starts going well, it's great, but there's no bounce back from LGB. I think it was Anders who actually pointed that one out, or it might have been Vendetta. It's they don't quite have that level to go to yet. They're these up-and-coming teams that have so much potential, but they don't have that slight extra layer that you constantly see from players like MBK, from teams like EnVyUs, who can just always find that little bit of adaptation that wins in the game. So right now, 8-3, I think EnVy are just getting their stride.
Yeah, they are really in form at the moment, and you fear for anyone that goes up against them. But LGB know nothing of fear as they pick themselves up the opening frag as Smiths goes down. Shox will lead the charge in towards that B site, which Polly repels. And now will be frag after frag for LGB, and this is lovely stuff. Happy 1 man against 4. First one will be Polly that he'll claim. This is tough.
Certainly is, but he's looking for it, and the flashes are slowing him down so much. I think it's almost time to back now. P250 in hand, he is getting the hell out of there, looking for a couple of exits. Nothing will come of that, and LGB switching up, really. They're just hitting the B site as hard as possible with a really mixed bag buy. I think there was a Galil, a Tech-9 in there. Certainly not ideal, but they made that work, and Jacob doing wonderfully there for his team. 2 kills. I think it was after the plan he actually got them all, just during, stopping anyone coming around the back. So, 8-4, LGB not letting go just yet. And maybe that was the touch of rotation and that little bit more coming out of them that I wanted to see. But looking at the scoreboard, it looks like Rain is kind of pulling the reins on this one.
Oh, love it. 4 rounds to the good. EnVy will look to close out these remaining 3. As LGB have been, you know, almost had the fear instilled in them, because Kyo pushing up through mid 2 times has just made them buy an extra 10 seconds to make sure there's no one coming behind. I'd love to see Kiyoshima wait just 15 seconds and then go for it.
You saw Robinho then literally, as soon as that molly hit, he was like, okay, I need to look right here, because this guy's been coming over constantly. Although, that was something new. You came picking up Happy, being very aggressive then.
Yeah, and this is the point we've been making. EnVy do not like to sit back when they have 5 men standing. Happy pushing out, looking for kills and looking for information, and in the end paying the price.
Now, where do they go? What do they do with this? They have that man advantage. A good team could forge something out of this, and I expect to see that from LGB. Taking out Happy, a huge player for EnVy. But once again, we're seeing this aggressive play come out. Zevets finds Keo, and the more LGB find these players starting to roam, the more they get from it. EnVy need to play this passive game, but it's not happening right now as MBK spots Jacob, takes him down, but Rain avenges with Shox, and it's a 4v2 already, and the whole map is LGB's.
MBK caught between a rock and a hard place. He does have a man deep in A, but he just can't make his way out and towards mid to try and see what might be going on at B. He got isolated, and that man over on A that's left alive is Smiths with his AWP, and he will happily see out this plant. And you know, that's the curse. We were saying 1 round ago as it worked for EnVy, going hunting for frags. When it works, it's brilliant. When it doesn't work, you get a round like this.
You certainly do, and sadly Smiths trying to maintain the orb. Holds a beautiful angle there, known for his work on these sort of situations. Picked up a 2 and should be able to maintain this. I don't think anyone else can really get there in time. Should be absolutely fine here. Maybe gets a little cheeky peek from Zevers, but no. It will be LGB finding their way back in, and I think you pointed out perfectly in the way that Envy are starting to overextend a little and get punished for it. And it's good to see LGB be able to pick up on that and not just let these guys get away with it, not just pick up these easy kills here and there. And I wonder if we're now going to see Envy going, okay guys, we need to slow this down because we don't want to get a team with any more than 5 rounds against us. That's when it starts to get a bit dangerous.
Penultimate round of the half. Shox waiting in mid as that Molotov goes up, and here they come. Rain gets himself the frag before the Molotov finishes off the job. They're going to charge more bodies over there. Polly has company, and MBK goes in, gets himself that frag onto Jacob, and it'll be Shox lying in wait for the next man. Rubinho, though, coming around, chasing down towards mid, hunting out those frags. MBK's gone, Happy's gone, Shox is out, and that leaves just Smiths 1 on 3 to stop LGB winning 2 in a row and pulling us back to 8-6.
A dangerous scoreline, wouldn't it? It's something that starts to maybe cause some worry. Smiths would have to take down Polly if he goes mid, and then there's 2 others awaiting on A. Fully set up, fully aware. Smiths. He's not going to find much here.
I'd expect Envy to have a really strong T side, though. So no matter how many numbers LGB put up, it may not be enough.
You'd hope so, at least. I'm pretty sure Envy get to being where they are by being able to at least pick up a couple of rounds on the T side. But you've got to give credit where it's due. LGB have been playing so well in the rounds they win. It makes it look so easy, but it seems like extremes almost at times where they can do so well and then just seem to fizzle out very quickly. So already these teams starting to look pretty close here at times. I'm a little worried for Envy. If they start letting it slip a little bit mentally, they could maybe drop a couple more rounds.
Envy, as we lose them on our cameras, are going to dive in over towards the mid area again. It's the same what we've seen. Everyone's feared for that one boost and what it may mean for their attack or defense, whoever decides to execute it. And EnVyUs pushing Smiths back.
It will be, and this would be brilliant for LGB, but Rubinho waiting. You know who he was waiting for, Keo there. And I like the way they're switching up. LGB showing some brilliance to this one.
But look at this time they've sat all the way back. Lost that opening man, and instead of hunting out an equalizer, they've sat deep.
Great adaptation and Shox there. They're teasing him to come and play, but I think they're learning their lessons as MBK will start to work back towards mid, but Shox actually does go aggressive. Picks up Rain, stunner on towards Rubinho. And that's now a 4v2. Peek out of Squeaky there, finds MBK waiting. Probably not the best challenge in the world for him as Shox continues to roam. Polly denies a push around the backside, but Zevez opens up the B site, and you're seeing that bomb going for a run.
Yeah, what was a position of strength for Envy quickly eroded away. Shox's double frag eaten up, and now MBK shooting at shoes as he will now need to hold on to that B site. Jumps around, looks to finish off the job onto Polly, has done so. Jacob's been down. Eaten up by Happy.
9-6 though. And that's a little closer than maybe we imagined. I've got to say, the desk was actually calling fairly close games, but Kadian saying not to be so, saying it was going to be a little bit more one-sided, as did Hiko. But it actually looks like these guys are here to perform, and LGB, I don't know what to expect from the CT side. They seemed good when they were making the plays, when they were able to kind of dominate the pace, but as soon as Envy started to do that, I don't know how well they're going to keep up with it. I'm not sure here.
I think Envy will charge in and take this very quickly.
You're right.
They're going to, if you look at the way that they want to play Cash on their CT side, they want to be roamers, they want to be able to, you know, just express themselves. I think that'll play well in towards an age push every time. But we'll see.
It could. I'm hoping it does. But I do want to see a closer game from these guys. LGB have shown so much potential. I think there's no question of their potential overall, but considering people were saying that they may need a couple of months to get there, and maybe the next major if they make it that far, I think they're showing that they're certainly on the right road through at least what we've seen so far. The first game they played on Dust 2, we didn't get to see it on stream, but the result says enough. It was a very solid performance, and Penta clearly left fairly shattered after that. But LGB might be someone to keep your eyes on going forward. I think they're a team that can cause these upsets, and especially a 9-6 kind of scoreline, there's still potential for it, but the pistol is going to weigh in so much on that second half.
Well, historically, the Norwegian scene has always given us, legends, in fact, in the shape of Executor, in the shape of Elements. These players have always come from this scene, so it's only right that there would be a fresh batch of young stars to rise through.
And I love the way it's always seemingly LGB, the organization who picks them up. Remembering the Swedes who came through at the last Katowice was under the LGB flag. So they certainly know how to find the young talent coming up, and I'm looking to see how well they can take it through in that second half. These guys going head-to-head here. Cash, I think, is a good map for it, actually. We started to not actually doubt it as a map, but it's certainly giving us a good show so far.
9-6 EnVy lead. Going into the second half pistol round, and one of the favorites who defeated Titan are just half away from going into the knockout stages. Or will it be LGB? They've come having defeated Penta and have... What's interesting about the best of one scenario, love it or hate it, is they are just one half away from going through. Kiyoshima picks himself up too. Poly returns the favor before MBK pushes in, and this A push is alive and well from Team EnVy as they make their charge. Rubinho eventually goes down. It's all on Zevez, 1 versus 2. They need to get a bomb down and get out of this exchange, and that's exactly what they do.
Zevez is making it hard though, and MBK and Happy very close together, push out at the same time, pick it up, and that's the pistol EnVy would have wanted, just cutting LGB down.
Well, it got a lot harder than it looked like it ever would need to. Zevez was not really reading from the same script as the French side, but textbook there, both out at the same time. He'd have to have done something quite spectacular to pull that out. But look at the game that Reigns had. 14 frags, 6 clear of a team who are spread over just 2 frags between 4 players. Lovely play from him. And he's going to have to deliver big for them to go any further. We're on board with him now. He's going to see action. He's just down of Shocks. As Shocks in the end will end that romantic story. And EnVy help themselves to the first 3 frags.
Yeah, and EnVy doing this cleanly as well so far. 5 players maintained, just 2 remaining alive for LGB. I highly doubt they're going to be able to make much impact, considering these 2 players were pretty much away from EnVy during this push. So Zevez maybe going to try and find something. There's a couple of AKs around and a hell of a lot of UMPs. So
what worked there, though, you know, again, they were against a team that had no guns, so ignore it. But the 3 into mid and then straight around there were 2 into A. This would have sandwiched and would have drawn a lot of those players out.
Also, LGB did buy head armor. Zevez and JKM still have it, so they certainly want to maintain this and not go for any exits. I'll correct myself on that one because you want to at least have it maybe for that next round coming in, and it's worth holding on to. So, 10-6 now. EnVy starting to build, well, 11-6 excuse me, starting to build themselves back into this. I'm worried this is getting too far away from LGB if they don't start making even just kills here and there. If it's these clean rounds, I think they may spiral away from it.
Well, they are in a tough spot here because this is just one of those teams you don't want to go up against when they've got momentum in their sails.
Yeah.
And they're building it up, but they showed against Titan as well that they can lose momentum and still come back. We'll see as we go into round 18 with EnVy and the Dragons.
This should be shooting fish in a barrel. However, Rubinho does have something to say about the matter. Finding Happy, they have absolutely no armor on anyone apart from Zevez and JKM, who did maintain it from that prior round. So anything they get out of this is pretty much a bonus. And already, starting to head in towards that B site. Bomb is down. I don't know what they can make from this.
Hugely quick push, though, as they got into that B site. And interestingly, didn't expend a huge amount of grenades either, so they'll use those to buy themselves time as this clock will whittle down. 6 flashes between them as they look to hold on to this, and they'll push out, as they always do, not content to sit on their laurels or rest on their laurels. They drop rain courtesy of Smiths, and JKM with frag number 2 for them, and there we go! Lovely stuff from him. Shocks and MBK both down. Zevez is going to go out, and as will Rubinho. That'll be 12-6.
Apparently the UMP is pretty strong these days. Smith's getting 3 with that and then switching up to the AK in the end. So now it's do time pretty much. Now they need to go pretty big. You can see Jacob here, a player who had a brilliant performance through their first game. A little quieter here, but certainly individually well on par with Shocks and MBK going down to his hand. But first buy round coming in on the second half. This is the important one for LGB. If there's a time to start maybe shaking EnVy, it's right now, and it has to be damn good. And well, Rubinho certainly starting off with a little bit of fire here, pushing very aggressively. Might spot Kyo, but he doesn't. Kyo gets the opener, and this is now 44.
Jacob gets himself 2, 3 frags. Lovely play from him. And that mid push is all but gone, as Happy will have to deliver up against Polly now and towards that A site. Gets the first frag, doesn't know about Polly's position. And that'll be the end of his push. It is 1 on 2. It is Smith. He is armed and dangerous and has the opportunity to put a bomb down as he goes looking around every nook and cranny. No idea where Zevez might be. Zevez now is fully aware that the assault is coming to be.
But is it? The flashes, the smokes. It's all towards him, but Smith's is off. Polly was there. He was waiting for this. Couple more seconds, and oh my god, Smith's has sold this so beautifully. Polly and Zevez both waiting. Bomb will be down. Smith's can get set up. He still has a flash to work with. This is still on.
Picks up a second flash as well. 2 fully health players, though. The bomb ticks away. Smiths will go up the line right across him! Can you believe it from Smith? Beautiful play.
It's horrific to see it coming. They lined up perfectly, and he did not miss a single beat on that one. Selling the fake so well, playing it out, picture perfect. That is just astounding to watch. That man is going to be on for a good tournament, it seems, so far. He is playing out of his skin already. And EnVy 13-6. If there was a time for LGB to suddenly feel that little bit of a tilt pressure, I think that round might have just done it. Now down to absolutely nothing but pistols. A couple of flashes here and there. I don't see this going much better.
Yeah, well, LGB yet to put a stop on this CT side. It's all EnVy as they drive in towards that B site. Zevez is the man to see action. He'll go down to Keo. Smith follows up. Rain is out. EnVy are 14 up and 2 away from going through to the knockout stages.
Yeah, this is the big round coming in for not only EnVy but LGB. You want to deny it so badly, but what do they have to work with? Finally, I think they can get that full buy, that full purchase. Molly's in there, Orp's in there. We'll have to wait and see. I think they're going for it in this one, so hopefully they can stop it. So far, they've just been a little outclassed on this half, I've got to say it sadly. Individually and as a team, it seems. They're going to have to change now as Polly maybe heading up towards A. A lot of flashes coming out. Look at this. Oh, Polly really turn around in time. It's an all-in play. He gets the double! MBK and Keo go down, but can anyone else stop the French side?
Yes, they can. Ruben O'Rain combined to hold off down that A site. Not sure they knew a lot about it when Polly was doing a 180 and suddenly turned back into the French fleet. But in the end, job done.
That's not something you see every day, but certainly going to be pleased with that one, I can imagine. But I said they need something special, I guess, and well, that is something special. 14-7 now. They get to maintain that beautiful buy, and I wouldn't say sloppy from EnVy, but it looked like they wanted this one done and dusted with that kind of massive push towards that A site. Execute was brilliantly done as ever, but right now we are going to see them maybe looking for more. But Polly's confidence, I can imagine, is sky high, and he's found 2. Shocks and Smith go down. Finally, MBK will deny Polly any more. But it's already a 2-for-1 exchange.
Yes, what a trade you'll take with players like Jacob and Rain still ready to deliver. Oh, commentator's curse. MBK puts a headshot onto him, and then Happy will follow up with the next one as well. Unbelievable, as I've just cursed 2 players to their death. Zevez and Rubinho to hold on to this one.
And they are so far away from the site. Happy and Keo can both get pretty set up for this and even be fairly aggressive. Look at Happy there. And the bomb can go down fairly safely. Happy, beautiful positioning around the smoke will stop Zevez getting a foot towards it, but Rubinho just below Keo here won't have other chances. MBK will find him, and just brilliant play overall.
Yeah, just the one round on LGB's CT side. This EnVy team are set up to attack. They are built for maps like this, and well, we'll see whether they can do anything about it. They have 8 map points and 8 points that will put them into the knockout stages.
And it's do or die time for LGB. They want this one, they want to stop it, they want to do something maybe, but with the buy they have, it's certainly not ideal. However, it looks like maybe EnVy are going to go for that B play, and there is Rain waiting to get a little aggressive and using the smoke well. Maybe you can get a couple. Zevez to follow. 1 minute and 24 seconds to find out.
Shots rattling off left, right, and center. Nothing to be sighted as the 3 Envy players line up ready to make their way over towards B. The bomb carrier joins them, and here will be the assault. Zevez will see French blue first. He and Rain combine, and Rain from behind gets the second. Oh, lovely play. Rain has a hat-trick of headshots. Zevez got the fourth. It's only Happy left alive. And the one thing he will not be right now is that, as he has to salvage this round. And for LGB fans, there's a lot of talent in this team, you can see it. Players who can deliver on a big stage. If they lose this, they will go out heads high.
Happy now, just looking. He knows that this one's almost over. Zevez will close down the round. And as you said, so much talent here. Bearing in mind, this is probably their second big offline event for these boys. And there's the moment again. The lineups are a bit of a worry here as NBK and Keo once again lining up. But still, second real big offline event for LGB. First major. I think they can be pleased so far with what they've done here, what they've achieved. But it does seem almost like the inevitable. I may be eating my words in a couple of rounds, but on 15-8, Envy, you can't deny this sort of power.
7 more map points. Rain is the next man to see action over on the A site. And once you get that entry on A, there's not much that can stop you. And Shox and Kiyoshima make sure of that.
Ollie had the chance, then just slightly let it slip as Zevez and Jacob looking for what they can salvage. And so far, 4 players tucked in towards this site. Bomb is down. It's the near on impossible task.
2 on 4 after plant. And an army of winners that clean them out. Lovely play from Team Envy. They defeat LGB eSports on Cash. It didn't really have to break sweat, but some great individual moments from LGB give hope for their fans. It will be Envy that progress, and LGB who will have to fight off against the winner of Titan and Penta for their chance to go through.
Great performance, I think, obviously, Envy, big win for them. It gets them safe, it gets them where they need to be. But for LGB, this is where they can be pleased with how they performed against some of arguably the best teams, even in this tournament, let alone their group. Talent aplenty. I hope to see them coming back and bouncing back, maybe further into this tournament.
The Envy players jump up to race over and give a handshake for what has been a good sport. And we will see what they can do. The crowd have spotted also last year's Katowice winners who are in the house and have raced over to get their Virtus Pro autographs in the background as well. And as Counter-Strike continues its ascent to the top of the esports ladder, it is quite phenomenal to see the celebrities that are being born in it. And we're about to talk to one of them.
I think they're certainly on their way on stage not too far from now. He's certainly a pretty well-known face. He was near on swarmed by the audience earlier on, so looking forward to this one.
Yes, it's an interesting one. This time last year, of course, MBK was commentating in the final.
Yes.
To this year, he wants to be in it. He's already won DreamHack, and now let's talk to Sean and MBK.
Thank you so much, Stu. Joined. Wow. How does that feel?
Feels great. I mean, we knew that this group stage was very hard. Finishing off Titan, a very tight game, and LGB actually destroyed Penta 16-3. That was kind of unexpected from our side because we knew that Penta is a very strong team, and we didn't practice LGB online for 2 weeks or so. And yeah, they have some good rounds, but I think they were just a bit off in this game, and they can definitely come back on the road bracket.
Now, your foot is firmly in tomorrow. How does that feel to be the first team? You're done. You can basically kick back for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it feels very good because with this format of best of one for one group stage, it's always very easy to just lose 2 games and be out of the tournament. So yeah, it's definitely a big relief knowing that we are in a quarterfinal, and now yeah, we're just waiting for the quarterfinal and like knowing who we're going to play against.
Now, obviously, yeah, the team that you're up against, that's still to be decided. Do you have any predictions, teams you expect to see, teams you don't want to see? Can I bother you for that?
Well, just for the storylines, I would love to, I mean, if we reach that place, to reach either Fnatic or NIP in a grand final. Obviously, we don't know who we're going to play in the quarter, but any team at this stage is going to be very, very strong and very prepared. So any team is going to be a very tough game. So we just yeah, we're just waiting for it.
Well, you played phenomenally, so thank you very much, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us. For now, we're going to pass it back over to, of course, the man, Machine.